I built an AI bot that pushed almost 6 grand through Polymarket. Because apparently AI bots were promising free money. Mine spent weeks getting close. The final 3-day run was just the last chapter. The plan was to predict whether Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Solana would finish up or down over 5 and 15 minutes. And yes, betting on 5-minute markets is basically gambling. My loophole was letting the AI do it. So I designed the system, handed the specs to AI, and told it to build the whole thing without making mistakes, obviously. Binance supplied the live market data, price, and order book depth. Polymarket was only where the bot placed the bets. That data went into LightGBM, which tried to turn the current market state into an up or down probability. Then an execution module talked to Polymarket and placed the actual orders. And the whole thing lived on a Raspberry Pi 5, because obviously the money printer needed to run 24/7. 2 years ago, I probably wouldn't have built this. With AI, most of the boring plumbing became a problem you could solve by burning tokens until the errors stopped. Then came the part every trading strategy loves, backtesting. I ran grid searches on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana constantly, looking for the holy grail that would finally rescue me from employment. The grid would try different configurations, score them on historical data, and hand me the winners. And if you run enough backtests, eventually you find a configuration that was absolutely brilliant yesterday. Mine looked good enough that I had already mentally selected the Lamborghini. Then I put real money behind it. And slightly disturbingly, actual trades started happening. The first live run was not a disaster. It was worse, it was plausible. Some trades won, more trades lost, so I went back to the research. I kept tuning, rerunning grids, changing thresholds, and looking for periods where the model suddenly had a dominant win rate. That led to a regime module, bullish, bearish, or neutral. The idea was simple: the same signal should not mean the same thing in every market condition. Which helped right up until I learned that Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana apparently wanted 3 separate personalities. A configuration that behaved on Bitcoin could fall apart on Ethereum. Ethereum's settings could fail on Solana. So each asset got its own LightGBM tuning sessions. At one point, the bot was trading while I slept, which was technically the dream. The only problem was that the sleeping part got significantly worse. And one configuration started losing again and again. So I applied the kind of logic that feels genius at 2 in the morning. If the bot says up, buy down. If it says down, buy up. And almost immediately, the market conditions changed. So the original logic stopped being wrong at roughly the same time I forced the bot to do the opposite. Excellent research methodology. Eventually, I arrived at one final serious attempt and gave it $50. Now this part surprised me, it refused to die. For almost 3 days it bounced around the waterline, up a little, down a little, occasionally profitable, then handing everything back. By then the profile showed 2102 predictions, so I pulled the full history. The reliable history had 2116 resolved bot positions. Those came from 2388 fills and almost $6,000 of executed turnover. 991 positions won, 1125 lost. Win rate 46.83%. Which sounds bad, weirdly it was almost enough. The average winner made $3.3, the average loser cost $2.80. With that payoff I needed about 48.9% just to break even. I was short by 125 percentage points. That's the dangerous part. The bot wasn't obviously broken, it was close enough to keep me tuning it. The daily results were violent: best day plus $66.44, worst day minus $79.41. So the 3-day run wasn't the story, it was the last version I still believed in. Then you zoom out to the full account curve. It peaked around plus $139.8, then finished at minus $143.74 all in. That's almost a $283 swing from peak to finish. AI still made the system ridiculously fast to build. What it never gave me was the only part that mattered: a stable edge. So no money printer. Just a Raspberry Pi, 2388 fills, and a much more expensive understanding that almost working is not a winning strategy. Next time I'll try something more reliable. Maybe OnlyFans, no LightGBM, no order book, just a ring light. Fellas, subscribe so you don't miss the next experiment.